Konnichiwa, minasan, Kazu desu. Welcome back to Corpse Factory. Thank you so much for joining me. Let's continue to the show. Alright, so last time, Aoi thinks she's killed off Noriko and overtook her identity. I think we're closing in on a resolution. Let's continue. I make a quick, apologetic bow to my coworkers before hurrying over to my desk. No one seems too bothered about my tardiness. A few people offer a raised eyebrow, but they quickly return to their own work. I take a seat at my workstation and switch my computer on. It whirs to life as I organize my belongings. From my handbag, I retrieve some key items. First is my canned coffee, still ice cold thanks to the convenience store's powerful refrigeration. Second is my headphones. I can complete a day of tedious data entry without listening to music. Last but not least is my phone. The screen is a little cracked, and the protective case has seen better days, but is invaluable to me. Something feels slightly off as I look at the screen. There's a nagging feeling in my mind, some small voice telling me that this isn't my phone, but I know it's mine. The familiar red case, the spiderweb fractures inching across the glass. It's my phone, no doubt about it. Pushing the strange thoughts from my mind, I turn my attention to my computer. It doesn't take long to read over the day's list of tasks, but I'll be continuing what I started yesterday. Easy.
Noriko?
I'm startled by the sudden vocalization of my name. I don't know why. People call me by my name every day. Don't they?
Oh, hello, Fujikawa.
Oh my god, this is so weird. Shinya Fujikawa is standing at my desk, scratching his cheek awkwardly. I get the feeling he wants to approach a topic conversation that makes him nervous.
I wanted to apologize. I haven't been present in the office of late. Was there anything you needed to discuss with me during my absence?
I think about the question. Shinya and I don't really need to talk on a day-to-day basis. His work is fairly unrelated to mine. I'm just a data entry temp after all. But we do have a history together, I suppose. We went to school together after all. We were never exactly friends. Actually, I've always kind of had the feeling he had a crush on me, but he's not really the type of a guy to make a confession. Aoi always used to joke about how he and I would make a cute couple, but I could never see it. He was, and still is, far too dull for my tastes. Aoi. Why does that name sound so distant? I try to put a face to the name, but my mind draws a blank. She was my best friend, and yet...
Noriko?
Oh, sorry. I get lost in my own head sometimes.
Yes, I see. Well, if there's nothing you need, then I'll be on my way.
Okay then.
Say,
Does he not realize it's a different person? I mean, from the illustration, I would think Aoi is like a smaller stature person than compared to Noriko. She seems like a smaller person, right?
your old friend, Aoi Sato? Have you heard from her lately?
She's just wearing a wig and her clothes. How do you not? I don't know.
No. Actually, I feel like something must have happened to her. We haven't spoken in God knows how long.
Oh my gosh, she's even doing her poses.
Is that so? That's too bad.
I find it odd that he leaves the conversation with those last words. He simply walks away from my desk. My phone cries out. The unfamiliar ringtone, one that I never selected, splits my head wide open and prompts my brain to spill out between the cracks in my skull. I squeeze the sludgy gray matter back into my head and blink a few times, then realize that my brain is not actually leaking, just a trick of the light. I struggle to maintain eye contact with the screen. The caller ID flashes across the device, identifying the caller as Noriko. Me, my own name, myself. Noriko is calling me. I'm calling myself? A dull ache still throbs within my head as though it has been recently emptied. I answer the call.
Hello?
I hear a sharp inhalation of breath, and then the call cuts out. It takes a few seconds for me to realize I'm crying. Shinya is at my side, his arm around my shoulders, and within seconds the rest of my coworkers are staring down at me. I'm on the floor, my face nestled within the plush office carpet, but I don't know how I got here. I'm supposed to be stoic, unflinching. It's my ideology, my entire identity. So much for stoic, unflinching Noriko. Remember stoic, unflinching Noriko? Maybe if I just close my eyes, I can make everything return to normal and start to stay over again. The stairs upward feel particularly difficult to climb today. It was rather a strange day at the office, but I know that returning home to my family will make me feel better. Shinya took me to the train station and waited until I boarded my train. It was really sweet of him. I don't fully recall the things that he said to me. He might have mentioned something about not needing to return to the office anymore. Maybe all my work there is completed? My head is still a bit fuzzy, but I'll sift through the details after a hot shower later tonight. Since the sun is beginning going down, I think the others should be home by now. What others? Noriko left by herself. Yuriko is probably relaxing on the sofa, and Mother should definitely be here, since she doesn't leave the apartment these days. I unlock the door to the apartment and wander inside. Holy shit, man. What the hell, dude?
I'm home.
Stepping through the open door is always a comforting feeling. It's good to return after a long day at work.
There you are. Good evening, big sis. Good evening, Mom.
How has that corpse not rotted yet? Yuriko offers me a warm smile. She's changed a lot recently. Her foul, rebellious attitude disappeared when she moved in. Maybe she simply wanted her family to be reunited again. Maybe her delinquency was all just an act, a way of trying to deny what she really wanted, to simply return home. Mother, on the other hand, doesn't really regard my entrance, but that's nothing to be concerned about. She's always distant and aloof.
Shall we order in tonight? I'm thinking some pizza would be delicious.
Yuriko nods. The act causes a small clump of her hair to detach and flutter to the floor. I'm looking forward to a quiet night in with my family and some pizza. I never had the opportunity to enjoy these moments when I was growing up. In those days, I was simply grateful for the nights I could go to bed without a new bruise or gash to cover up. Mother used to kick me and slap me, but hang on. I look at her now, slumped on the couch, completely lost in her own world. That's not the mother that used to abuse me. That's not the mother that was married to my father. And Yuriko never used to stand up for me. But that's because Yuriko was never there when I was growing up. Where was she? I shut my eyes and try to sift through the confusing fragments of memories swirling within my mind. She's not my mother. This woman before me. She's Noriko's mother. That's it. That's how I know her. Wait. Of course she's my mother. I'm Noriko. Duh. How could I forget something so simple? Yuriko was there when I was growing up. The reason she never stood for me is because no one ever abused me. God, I don't know why I get so confused and fragile like this sometimes. I smile at my loving family and clap my hands together.
Okay, I'm going to order dinner. Is everyone happy with barbecue pizza?
Yuriko nods, and Mother lets out a quiet snore of approval. I whip my phone up to eye level and open a food delivery app. I notice that my battery only has 8% left. I should charge it up before it dies on me. I keep a charger here in the living room, so it only takes me a second to waltz over to the wall socket. As I lean down to grab the charger, I see that another phone is already plugged in. Another phone. The case is blue, and the screen doesn't have a trace of damage on it. Whose phone is this? I nervously tap the screen and see a list of noise notifications. There are a lot of messages from someone named Junpei. Junpei is a name that doesn't ring a bell. I check to see if the phone is unlocked by pressing my thumb against the home button. It's Aoi's phone, isn't it? Strangely, my fingerprints unlocks the phone instantly. My fingerprint? But this isn't my phone. This can't be my phone. The messages from Junmei all open in quick succession. Babe, good news. Hit me up? Is that what Junmei means? Waiting for you. Coffee today? Are you mad at me? Talk to me, my widow cherry blossom. I miss you. Did I do something wrong? That splitting sensation inside my skull returns as my eyes devour the contents of this never-ending strings of messages. I feel like I know this person, but I can't picture a face. I can't picture any scenario in which we have ever met or spent time together. Why does he speak to me in such a familiar way? Wait, he's not speaking to me. Of course, this isn't my phone, so these messages were never intended for me. I throw the phone aside, happy to have broken free of my concern. It doesn't matter who the phone belongs to. It's not mine, so I don't have to deal with it. I plug my own phone into the charger and feel relieved as I watch the battery icon slowly fill up.
Okay, Mom, Yuriko, I'm going to go take a shower while my phone charges. I'll order dinner after that. I promise. Thank you for being patient.
For the first time in a while, Mother actively responds to my voice. Oh my god. Holy shit.
Noriko?
No, come on. Her head lifts slightly and she regards me with her dull eyes.
Mom?
Where am I?
She's gonna say you're not Noriko, right?
You're not.
Oh,
Noriko.
oh my god. A bead of sweat forms on my forehead and a shiver crawls down, slowly down, my spine like a spider. Her firm, accusatory tone immediately chills me to the bone.
Of course it's me, Mom. It's me, Noriko.
No.
Yes, tell her like it is.
You're... Where am...
Panic settles on her delirious face. I don't exactly blame her for being scared and confused. She's been in a near vegetative state ever since her attempted suicide. But for her to not recognize me, for her to forget what her own daughter looks like, that's inexcusable, unforgivable. I'm Noriko, damn it. I fall to my knees, the splitting, throbbing, aching pain in my skull reaching a crescendo, threatening to blow my brains out across the living room.
I'm Noriko!
Is she gonna snap out of it yet?
Noriko Kurosawa! Look at me, Mom! Look at me!
Mother's eyes widen and she looks like she's going to vomit. She turns to see Yuriko, white and ghastly, in a seat next to her, and a tear forms in her eye.
What have you done? What is this?
Just shut up! Just shut up and be a part of my perfect family! Look at us! All three of us! We're the Kurosawa family, and we're finally back together! We're happy, right? We're happy.
Still on my knees, I slowly lower my head to the ground and let it rest on a soft carpet. I barely register the sound of the door behind me opening slowly. After the creaking hinge come to a rest, a strong voice busts my ears.
Yo, Harold.
Oh, hell no! Oh, whoa! Wait a minute. Is this Kojiro? No way. No way.
You're Noriko no longer.
Holy shit.
Got work for you.
The source of the voice wanders towards me and towers above my face-down form. He said I'm no longer Noriko. Can my identity just slip away so easily? Can it vanish into thin air like it was never truly a part of me?
No. I will always be. I am Noriko!
I leap to my feet and launch myself at the man who dared to enter my apartment and tell me that I'm not truly who I want to be. I barely catch a glimpse of his face before he pummels me in the nose with a broad fist. I'm on the floor again in an instant. There's dizzying lights above me, spinning, and my blurred vision.
Get up. Get your things.
Holy shit, this is so awesome.
We're cleaning up after Corpse Girl's mess.
Epilogue Nobel Sinclaire. 1 year later. The book is almost warm in my hand. It's a pristine volume, fresh off the printing press. Paperback, though I would have preferred hardback. Been a while since I last published a book. Years. Oh my god, I knew it. I knew he was Nobel Sinclaire. I guessed this. Oh my god, I still can't believe he is still alive. How did he escape that? Holy shit. The few fans I probably thought I disappeared off the face of the planet. I did, in a way. Not my fault. Death is death. Nobel Sinclaire died in a fire inside his family home. That was a long time ago. Even though my name burned to ash, my body survived. Had to pick up a new name after that. Can't wander this planet without one. His body went on for living for quite a while with the new name. I even grew to like it. Then the strangest things happened. Another fire. Inside a morgue this time. The new name went up in flames. My body survived. Again. Fate? Don't know. But a bit lost after that. But a bit unlike anybody. I decided to pick the old name back up, dusted it off, pinned it on my chest. Nobel Sinclaire. It always suited me. Mother gave it to me, after all. This time, I didn't want to completely disregard my existence. The time spent as another man, too much happened. I got too much to tell, too many tales to keep to myself. So this new book tells the entire story from start to end. Oh my god, dude. And look, he lost his arm. Oh my god. Shit. Wasn't easy typing page after page with only one arm. One of the most taxing and challenging things I've ever attempted. But now it's done. Soon, this new volume will hit store shelves across the country. The world will know everything. I used pseudonyms throughout the book to protect the identities of the guilty. Didn't print Noriko Kurosawa's real name even once. Didn't identify Junpei Matsumoto or Aoi Sato. Didn't call out Tomoe Watanabe or even that wannabe detective that always chases me, Shinya Fujikawa. And most importantly, I didn't print my previous name. Not that name anyway. I confessed a lot of things within this text. I even confessed my involvement with the Human Removal Service. Getting caught up in that organization's web of death wasn't something I ever intended to do. It wasn't something Kojiro ever would have done. But it was necessary in order to finish this latest book. Nobel Sinclaire rose through the ranks of the Shadow Society within mere weeks. Chalk it up to his or my macabre experiences. Couldn't have done it without the connections I formed as Kojiro. Couldn't have done any of this without him. I'm at the top of the ladder now, so to speak. Got a bunch of killers on my payroll. Even the dog, Junpei, is on my leash now. He's the mastermind behind the Human Removal Service? Are you serious? No. Did I get that right? What? Don't know where I go from here. The original plan was to shut the Human Removal Service down, delete its existence as a final act of love for Noriko. Okay, so that was true. His love for Noriko, I guess. But the power is nice. The power is intoxicating. Again, Kojiro wouldn't have toyed around with something like this. I'm not Kojiro. I look over the book in my hand once more. It's heavy, full of words that carry more weight than they should. Whether people believe the content of this book is out of my control. but those with a keen intellect will surely be able to piece the truth together. My eyes scan the cover and read over the large embossed letters. Oh my god, this is Corpse Factory, Nobel Sinclaire. Corpse Factory, a novel by Nobel Sinclaire. I've never been more proud of my work. Holy shit, man. The end. Okay, so that was really, really good. Oh my god. I can't believe that last twist at the end. That was a very, very good surprise there. Here we have some other endings. Let's see we go through that. Oh my god, I don't know what to expect. But let's continue. Ending A, true. Three months later. Sometimes on dark and overcast days, I can feel the cold bite of steel inside my gut. It's a phantom sensation that flickers and dissipates within moments. My doctor says nothing to be concerned about, but that doesn't prevent me from pulling my clothes aside to examine the skin underneath. The sight of the scar does little to comfort me. I don't think I should have survived this injury. I don't think I should have walked away after regaining consciousness. But somehow, I survived the encounter with Aoi. In the darkest recesses of my memory, I can vaguely recall the warmth of strong arms carrying me from the factory, carrying me to safety. Somebody saved me on that fateful day, but I don't know who. Was it Kojiro? Or also known as Nobel Sinclaire? Regardless, I owe them my life, my new life, a life that is actually worth something. A life that doesn't consist of skulking in the shadows and pretending to be a beautiful corpse. I look down at the empty plate before me and smile. I'm still not accustomed to the sight of the finished meal, but I'm slowly learning to love it. My stomach feels full, truly full, not just full enough like I used to force myself to believe. I've put on 4 pounds recently, 4 good, healthy pounds. My cheeks glow with vitality, and my skin is no longer the sickly color of ghastly flesh. The waiters at this restaurant are probably getting sick of seeing me in here every other day, but I don't mind. I eat well here, and I learned to cook at home too. Tomoe, of all people, taught me how to prepare dinner. I never expected to study the culinary arts under someone like her. But she has a knack for bringing out the flavor in food. She says she picked up a few things from years of caring for her kids' siblings. I'm learning a lot from her. I push my plate to the side and take a sip of water. Time to pay the bill and get going. There are things to do tonight after all. Months have passed since the last time I set foot on these cursed grounds. The wafting stench of decay invades my nostrils and threatens to make me spill the contents of my stomach on the asphalt. It's a stench that I was once completely accustomed to. Now it's a sickening reminder of a person I used to be not so long ago. I didn't want to come here tonight. I didn't want to come here ever. Yet here I am. Call it a hunch or a premonition or just a bad feeling, but some part of my mind urged me to visit this place after receiving a strange text message this morning. A text message that seemed both alien and familiar at the same time. A solitary word decorated the contents of the message, goodbye. But what drew my attention the most was the image attachment, a photo of a young woman. A young woman bent over backwards, her face obscured by matted hair and blood, and her chest exploding open from the inside. The young woman in the photo was me. It was an image of my own corpse. The craftsmanship was excellent. The cadaver used to replicate my body looked just like me. My first assumption was the human removal service sent this photo to me, but upon a moment of deliberation, that doesn't seem to be the case. The human removal service activity has declined rapidly as of late. The number of murders or suicides, depending on how you look at it, across Tokyo have decelerated so quickly that it's almost as if the human removal service never existed at all. Besides, the organization had a particular trademark when sending out doctored corpse photos. They would include instructions with a message, instructions for the victim to follow, usually involving the murder of another victim. The message I received simply said goodbye. My corpse photo feels personal. It's typical of the work I used to perform. It's almost as if somebody took over the identity of Corpse Girl, the role that I once filled. But that's crazy, isn't it? I take a deep breath and stride toward the factory's entrance. I almost choke as I breathe in the thick air. The stench of death hangs like smoke inside the factory. This place looks just as it did when I was last here. The notable exceptions are the fresh cadavers displayed here and there upon the warehouse racks. Somebody is living here. Somebody is continuing Corpse Girl's work. And somebody thought it would be wise to target me as a victim. Me, Noriko Kurosawa. Somebody made a fatal mistake. Animalistic instincts rises within me as my legs move with purpose. My feet claw the damaged concrete ground with every step. I'll kill the new Corpse Girl. I'll kill her and bury her. Enough is enough. I'll end the cycle of death that I started so long ago.
Hello? Who are you?
Oh my god, it's Aoi. A meek voice slinks through the darkness, tugging aside the veil of silence ever so gently. I concentrate hard in order to identify the direction it came from. If I'm taken off guard, even for just a second, it may be my end. My left. The voice came from my left. I spin on one heel and immediately feel bile rise to my throat.
May I help you with something?
Oh man.
What the fuck is this?
Oh man.
My name is Noriko. Noriko Kurosawa. It's nice to meet you. What's your name?
Aoi? Is that you?
I feel like I'm looking into a twisted mirror. The girl before me is not me, and yet...
Are you here to buy a corpse? I have plenty on display. You can browse as much as you like. But that one on the end of the rack is reserved. Sorry.
She runs her grimy hand through her unwashed hair and scratches her scalp violently. A fleck of spittle drips from her lower lip as her eyes glaze over. This is Aoi Sato. Despite the hair and the makeup and the clothes, my old clothes, her voice is the same as I remember.
Aoi, knock it off. You're scaring me.
Holy shit, Noriko is the only sane one.
Who is Aoi? Is that your name? Well, it's nice to meet you, Aoi. My name is Noriko.
She lost it. A moment of clarity brings immediate understanding. Just like I was torn between my own identity and that of Corpse Girl's, Aoi has become me. But her transformation has been kind to her. Any recognition of her previous self has vanished. She doesn't even know her real name. After everything I've been through, I should be more forgiving to someone struggling with her identity. I should be understanding and sympathetic. Aoi, Noriko, gasps for air as my finger clenches her throat. I ram my knee into her stomach and smash her into the warehouse racking, causing several stiff cadavers to crash to the ground around us.
Stop!
Aoi has lost herself. She has discarded all remnants of who she once was. I'm fine with that. I can almost relate to it. But I am Noriko Kurosawa. I have reclaimed my true self, and I won't let her become me. I am Noriko Kurosawa. And this bitch that stabbed me and left me for dead will not take my life away from me.
Die! Die!
I press Aoi against the steel racks and feel something within her frail body either bend or break. Her dull, tired eyes begin to droop, and the hands scratching at my wrist suddenly give up the fight. I realize I'm panting heavily as I clutch her neck. Her own ragged breathing synchronizes with mine, and it's almost as though we are one person. No, she is not me.
You are not me!
I scream and feel my fingernails puncture her skin. My fingers pierce her neck and drill into her flesh, stopping only when they clasp tightly around her spinal column. With all the strength I can pull from within me, I twist my arm and throw Aoi to the blood-splattered concrete. She hits the ground unceremoniously, her lightweight body barely making a sound as her vacant, dead eyes stare up at the cracked ceiling. Holy shit. Who is that? Is that Shizuko? I never imagined having to dig up this grave for a second time. When I buried Corpse Girl, yeah, that's Chiro, in the garden below our former apartment, I didn't predict I'd have to see her again so soon. But here she is, still rotten and miserable. I thought her burial was going to be the end of it all. A symbolic gesture helped me leave behind the person I had become. It was a way to reclaim my former self and bury the past. Corpse Girl doesn't say anything when she sees me lift the dirt from her resting place. She doesn't give any indication that she even notices my presence. Fine, be that way. I couldn't care less.
I've brought a friend for you. Someone to keep you company.
Oh my god, that's probably Aoi there. With a great deal of effort, I hauled the body of Aoi into the narrow pit and let it collapse beside Corpse Girl. The girl in my old clothes seemed to cuddle up to her new companion. It's almost fitting that the person who became me should rest eternally beside the person I tried to become. I think I can rest easy knowing that they're both in the ground. I think nothing further can prevent me from being Noriko.
Suppose I should say a few words. You were my best friend, Aoi. And I'm sorry I couldn't save you. I'm sorry that I only ever wanted to save myself. I hope that you at least found some happiness by becoming me. Goodbye.
I clutch a small shovel in my hands and begin to fill the makeshift grave. Dirt and rocks pile into the pit slowly. I mistake the faint howl of the wind as a final moan from the girl I once knew as Aoi. Covered in dirt and grime and blood and muck and God knows what else, I collapse onto the floor in my new apartment. I'm very fortunate I managed to find this place. Someone moved out in a hurry, and I was able to move right in with just the first month's rent paid up front. Don't know if I'll be able to afford the next month's payment, but I'll face that challenge when it arrives. For now, everything is finally over. I should shower or bathe, or at least scrub the filth from my skin. But I'm so tired. I'm exhausted. This is the price of being Noriko Kurosawa. I roll over onto my side and grab my phone, slowly bringing it to my eye level. An involuntary frown masks my dirt-encrusted face when I notice the icon for one missed call on my screen, an unknown number. A short message tells me that the caller left a voicemail. I don't know who would have called me at such a late hour. It's well past midnight after all. I close my eyes and let the voicemail play.
Hey,
Oh my god.
bit late. Sauce. We should talk. Call me?
Holy shit. And that was the ending for. Oh my god. Kojiro is so cool. I mean, Nobel Sinclaire is so cool. Okay, let's see. Ending B, false. Three months later. Aoi and I used to always dream about getting away, breaking away from all the stress and tension of our everyday world. She dreamt of going somewhere cold for a winter getaway, somewhere she could snuggle up by a warm fireplace and drink hot cocoa and feel at peace. I told her I'd like to visit a sunny holiday destination. I don't know why I said that back then. It was a lie. I hated the sun. The harsh light and the warmth always used to leave my skin feeling prickly and scorched. However, things have changed through no plans of my own. For some reason, leaving behind the life of Corpse Girl helped me appreciate a few of the little things in life. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just happy I survived. Maybe I'm just glad that I don't have to keep living in that accursed apartment. I haven't fully recovered from the stab wound Aoi inflicted upon me. I haven't fully recovered from the scar she left in my heart. I don't think I'll ever will be 100% healthy again. My doctors say these things take time, but maybe a slight limp and a dull ache in my gut from time to time is a small price to pay for my life. I made the decision a few weeks ago to attempt a beachside vacation. It went well. Pale, ghostly Noriko Kurosawa sat on the beach and attempted to get a tan. I did it for myself, not out of some misguided notion that I should live out a dream vacation for Aoi's sake. Aoi can go on her own damn vacation whenever she wants. It's not like she's limping around with a cane and a serpentine scar across her beautiful skin. It's not like she had to struggle against the entire world just to get on an airplane. The beach was gorgeous. The water was pristine. I've never seen anything like it in all my life. But those moments of sunshine and relaxation were fleeting. Sitting alone now in this empty apartment makes that painfully clear. I had to return to Tokyo eventually. It was inevitable. But it feels like there's nothing here for me anymore. Maybe I'll move once more, go to Osaka or Nagoya. No one in Tokyo for me. Aoi, Kojiro, you're either dead or dead to me. Tomoe doesn't call me, doesn't answer her messages. Shinya, nothing, no one in Tokyo for me. My eyelids close gently and the sweet embrace of sleep takes me. I decide to go for a walk to clear my head. But after returning to my new apartment building, I somehow forget my apartment number. I've only just moved in after all.
Shit! How could I forget something so important?
I wander the cold hallways, trying to locate my place. 238 or 248, which one was it? Completely lost, I decide to turn around and search in the opposite direction. As I turn, a slightly open door catches my attention. Who would leave the door open? Anyone could walk into your apartment and steal your belongings. This thought quickly scampers off as I find myself pushing the door ever so gently. It swings open slowly, revealing a room lit only by the flickering light of a television.
Hello? You left your door open. Is anyone in there?
My timid voice sounds unfamiliar to my own ears. I realized that I've rarely spoken in the last few days, save for the occasional pleasantry exchanged with the staff from the moving company. When no answer from within the room is forthcoming, I take a careful step inside. No sound comes from the television in the corner. It has been muted, but the screen has been left on for some reason. My eyes strange to peer in the near darkness. Once my eyes finally decipher the scene before me, I realize that I've never been able to delete the vision that has plagued me for most of my life. Holy shit. What? My mother hangs from the ceiling, a rope coiled around her neck like a boa constrictor. Her mouth is agape, a half smile, half scream upon her lips. Her eyes are vacant and stained black with filthy muck of regret. And her legs dangle, helpless, unable to secure a foothold upon the chair that has fallen to the ground. The chair that I kicked out from under her while I laughed and laughed along with Yuriko. A thick clump of bile bubbles up within my throat and takes all my strength to resist keeling over and vomiting. The body hanging above me, a soulless corpse peering down at me. This is not my mother. This is not. This person, this nameless woman, she has been dead for hours at least. I didn't kick the chair out from under her. Yuriko isn't here laughing alongside me. I'm here alone. The woman isn't struggling. She isn't pleading for help or forgiveness. She isn't cursing her stupid mistake. She is gone. Just gone. Her soul has departed for whatever afterlife awaits us once we leave this purgatory. She is nothing more than a hanging corpse, nothing more than a sack of flesh and bone. This disgusting urge to throw up begins to ebb away as I stare up at the ceiling. The light of the television illuminates the corpse's face briefly, revealing skin gently kissed by light freckles and eyes creased with soft wrinkles. She's older than me, perhaps by a decade, but she is by no means less beautiful than I am. Her hair is long and soft, and I get a sudden urge to brush it aside, to sweep it away from her eyes and tell her everything is going to be okay. Before I can even understand it, I'm standing upon the bed in order to reach up to the ceiling. I rest one hand lightly on her shoulder, then I go ahead and brush some of those stray locks from her eyes with my fingers. If I look past those empty eyes, those eyes that stare at me and see everything I am, if I look past them, I see a truly gorgeous woman before me. I'm utterly entranced by her. I rest my cheek against hers, her skin still surprisingly warm. Perhaps she did not perish as long ago as I initially assumed.
I'm sorry.
I don't know why I say those words. Maybe it's guilt? Guilt. I caused a lot of people to end up like her, forced them to end their own lives out of fear or distress or desperation. No, that's wrong. I'm not guilty of those things. Corpse Girl is the one responsible. It's not my fault those people died. I wasn't myself. Regardless, to think that I helped Corpse Girl destroy so much beauty makes me feel ill.
What's your name?
The corpse doesn't answer.
A silent type, hey? That's okay. It's kind of cute. My name's Noriko. Are you hungry? Can I treat you to a meal?
No reply.
Shh, it's okay. Come on, I'll get you down from there. Let's get you dressed. I'll put you in something nice. It's warm outside, so how about a light dress?
Nothing. It takes some time to unloop the rope from her neck and return her to the floor safely. Some part of my subconscious knows exactly how to move her carefully, to dress her, to apply her makeup, and bring out her inner beauty. I can't recall if I've done something like this before, if I've taken a corpse out to dinner before. I can't recall if I just read about it in a book, or if I've experienced a similar situation. Just because she's dead doesn't mean that I shouldn't treat her right. Just because she's dead doesn't mean she's not beautiful and worthy of my love. After a bit of time, my gorgeous friend is dressed to impress. We're ready to go out for dinner. She's not very talkative, so I'll place her order and keep the conversation going. People might look at us, they might stare or even judge us. But we'll be okay. We're two beautiful young women, simply enjoying each other's company. She'll start to decay soon, like a strange flower, wilting moments after being taken out of water. As for me, I think I've been decaying for a long time. I hope this nameless corpse girl can help me feel alive again. She offers me a slight smile as I take her hand and lead her out into the blinding lights of the hallway. I blush. Bonus ending. Tomoe Watanabe. God, this place is boring as hell. After all the shit I've been through this year, I simply can't believe I'm still working here. If it weren't for Shinya, I probably wouldn't bother coming in every day. But I want to patch things up with him. If I keep talking to him in the office, surely I'll crawl my way to forgiveness. Speaking of that son of a bitch, here he comes now. Look at him, he walks past my desk and doesn't even acknowledge my existence. How can he ignore me after all the time we spent together? Fucking hell. He irritates the shit out of me sometimes. I'll just have to take matters into my own hands. If he won't talk to me, I'll just make him talk. I leave my desk and stride over to him. My heavy footsteps aren't exactly elegant or befitting of a lady, as my mother used to always say, but I don't really give a flying fuck.
Hey, what's going on?
The slurred, drawling words that drift from my mouth don't come out the way I want. That's always seemed to be the case. Everyone treats me like some dumbass dipshit because of the way I speak. They don't understand that it's the way somebody thinks that really matters. I can't help it if I was brought up to speak like a fucking imbecile. Blame my father, not me.
Oh, hello, Tomoe.
Hello yourself. What's a gal gotta do to get a conversation out of you these days?
Huh? What do you mean?
Come on. You know we don't speak like we used to.
Well, we broke up. You dumped me. What exactly do you expect from me now?
Oh, please. You know I'm sorry for that. I told you 1,000 times that breaking it off with you was the stupidest thing I've ever done. So come on! Get back together with me, will ya?
Tomoe, you broke my heart.
Yeah, I know. Shinya, I really love you. I need you.
I'm not normally one to get embarrassed, but letting my feelings hang in the air between us really makes me uncomfortable.
Did you hear about my father?
Huh?
I wasn't expecting him to shrug off my confession with a swift change of topic.
He's tracked down an important member of the Human Removal Service.
Jeez, not this shit again. Can't you just let it all go?
No, I can never do that. I'm going to get to the bottom of it. I could use a hand, if you're willing to assist. Having someone by my side with insider information would be rather handy. Don't you agree?
I'm kind of blindsided by his request. I know that he knows everything. I'd be stupid to pretend he hasn't figured it all out now. He knows of my involvement with Noriko. He knows that I had a hand, however indirect, in the suicide cases that Corpse Girl painted across the city.
I'm not going to judge you for working with Noriko. If you can help me bring the greater perpetrator to justice, the head of the Human Removal Service, then I think it may have been a good thing that you did what you did.
That's so. You'd forgive me for getting involved with such stupid shit?
Yes. I'd have no choice but to forgive you. And maybe we can even move further forward.
I know he's just saying what I want to hear. He can't be manipulative in his own way. But if there's a chance I can make up for the shit I've done and win Shinya over again, then I have to go for it.
Right. Sign me up then, or whatever. I'll help out.
Thank you, Tomoe. I'm going to interview the individual involved with the Human Removal Service.
Are you allowed to do that?
Of course. Father said I'm an important member of the investigation team now. I'd like you to come with me. You might be able to point out any inconsistencies in his testimony.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but I'll do my best.
For the first time in a long time, Shinya smiles at me.
Ah, shit, man. I told you, I don't know. Can you just leave me alone?
This guy's pathetic. Every time I open my mouth, he flinches and recoils in terror, like he thinks I'm going to hit him or stab him.
Listen here, you little shit. If you don't spill the deets, my man here will crush your fat skull into dust.
Tomoe, maybe you should let me do the talking from here on out.
Whatever.
I back off and let Shinya take my place. I talked him up, so I thought he'd be pleased, but maybe I just annoyed him.
Mr. Matsumoto.
Please, just call me June. Hey, nice try, mister. I ain't your friend. You can address me formally. Thank you very much.
He folds his arm across his chest and adopts the pouting expression of a child.
Yes. Well, as I was saying, Mr. Matsumoto, you understand why you've been brought in for questioning, yes?
Yeah, man, but, like, I'm totes innocent, you know? I don't even know nothing about the Human Removal Service. You guys think I'm involved, but you haven't given a reason why you think that.
Shinya retrieves a small pocket notebook from somewhere and flips through the pages. After a moment's silence, he clears his throat.
Several witnesses, plus a security camera, placed you at the scene of a murder just 2 days ago. Now, it's apparent you weren't the culprit. However, your activities at the time of the incident were questionable at best.
Oh, what activities are you referring to, Detective Man?
You were cheering, and I quote, "Kill him dead. Kill him dead."
Yo, that don't sound like something I'd say. I want my lawyer. You can't detain me here.
Mr. Matsumoto, you willingly came here when we contacted you. You are not under arrest.
This is ludicrous. Ludicrous, I say!
Be that as it may, I have a few more questions. One witness declared that you followed the masked culprit after they fled the scene of the crime. Is there any truth to this claim?
Nah, man, like, I just needed to go the same direction, you know? I've got no idea who this Herald person you keep mentioning is.
Shinya raises an eyebrow and casts me a dark look. I just shrug.
I never mentioned the word Herald. Is that the name the culprit refers to themselves as?
Oh, this is like some detective mind trick, ain't it? I have the right to remain silent. Anything I say or do, or whatever, can be like...
I've had enough of this creep's inane rabblings.
Listen up!
I slam my fist against the table and send Junpei rolling back in his seat. He nearly falls off the chair but manages to regain his balance.
You've got two options here. Number one, tell us the identity of that killer, the person you called the Herald.
What's the other option?
Number two, tell us who is really in charge of the human removal service.
His sweaty, pulsating forehead is glowing red.
I can't betray the identity of the Herald. I just can't. But the guy behind all of this? I say fuck him. I'll sell him out if it means you'll pardon my involvement.
I don't know what caused his sudden change in attitude, but Shinya gives me a grateful nod, and it feels good to have been helpful.
Please, Mr. Matsumoto, please give us a name.
Okay. Look, you gotta know this. I don't have all the deets, okay? I'm not as important as y'all think I am. But the guy running this whole thing, he's got an army of masked killers. An army of damaged chicks all going around, killing and calling themselves the Herald.
And the name of this ringleader?
Like I said, I don't know everything. I don't got his full name. I only know him as N. Sinclaire.
Oh man. N. Sinclaire. A foreign name, although the first name could be Japanese, I suppose. Shinya is jotting the name down and confirming the correct spelling with Junpei. I find myself lost in a thought far detached from this moment. For some strange reason, Noriko's face pops into my mind. I have a fuzzy recollection of a conversation with her, but any attempt to clarify the thought in my mind is useless.
Shinya, is the name familiar to you?
Yes.
Amazing. Shinya always surprises me.
So who is it?
Noriko Kurosawa once told me about a book she was reading. Now, please understand, I don't share the same taste in fiction as hers, so...
Yeah, I get it. Get to the point.
She used to read the most macabre, horrific stories. And she told me about one book in particular. A book about a man obsessed with corpses.
Obsessed with corpses, huh? Jeez, don't that sound familiar? Wait, what am I saying? That does sound familiar. She told me about that book, too. Flower... something about a flower.
Yes, Strange Flower. A book by Nobel Sinclaire.
Nobel Sinclaire. N. Sinclaire himself.
Jeez. You reckon that's the guy behind the human removal service?
I don't know, but it's a lead. A man obsessed with the dead. Truly despicable.
That's one way to put it. I've done my time with sickos like that, had enough of it, and put it all behind me.
Yo! Detective man. Can I, go now?
Absolutely not.
Shinya turns away from Junpei and beckons for one of the armed police officers standing guard at the room's entrance. The officer walks over and awaits Shinya's command.
Arrest this man.
Yo, that's whack! What are you doing?
The police officer cuffs Junpei and yanks him out of his chair.
Damn. Shinya, that was cold.
It had to be done.
Junpei Matsumoto is dragged away, kicking and screaming. Silence falls upon the room after the door closes in the police officer's wake.
So, what now, Detective Man?
Shinya scratches his chin as though wondering why I would call him that, but he doesn't voice his discontent.
Our next step is to track down the author, Nobel Sinclaire. Maybe he's our culprit, maybe not. Either way, we won't know until we talk to him.
Right on. And what about...
Shinya interrupts me with a sudden soft kiss on the lips. I close my eyes and lean into him, letting his warmth envelop me.
Shinya...
I couldn't have done this without you, Tomoe. And I wouldn't be the man I am today had it not been for you. So, thank you.
Does this mean you want to be with me again?
Yes. If you'll have me.
My heart swells with his confirmation. I've never been so happy.
Shinya! Of course!
He kisses me again, and the fear that I had losing him instantly washes away. I won't f it up this time. I'll keep him close to me and protect him forever. I reluctantly break away from his embrace and hold his chin delicately in my fingers.
Let's go find this Nobel Sinclaire fucker.
Yes. Let's find him and bring him to justice.
What is this? Crow Factory. Caw. Naughty Crow Kurosawa. What is this? I've always liked the shape of my wings, caw. I can be critical about the other parts of my body, but I'll never complain about my wings, caw. With or without feathers, I think they look great, caw. Mother used to tell me I inherit her wings, and my big sister inherited her father's wings. To be honest, I don't see any of my father's feathers in myself or my sister, caw. But I do agree that my wings are exact replicas of mother's. Mother doesn't fly too well anymore, and that might be something I have to also worry about in the future. But for now, my wings are perfect, caw, and I couldn't be happier with them. Today's morning ritual is the same as any other workday. I am a slave to shiny things, and I'm not proud of it, caw. Call me a corporate sellout, but I can't survive without shiny things. That's just the cost of being me, Naughty Crow Kurosawa, caw. Our alarm goes off at 6 a.m. The early bird catches the worm, after all, caw. I skip breakfast because I don't want to get my beak dirty by digging in the dirt. I'm out of my cramped nest by 6:45 a.m. caw. What is this gonna... The static drone of workspace noise fills my air hose. Chirping, ringing phones, feathers tapping against keyboards, photocopiers, even a steady, low hum of the air conditioner contributes to the overall din, caw. Before I can take a step toward my desk, a mocking trill whispered behind me. Crawl moe. You look like bird shit, scree. Looks like you've been sleeping in a tree. It's just you, scree. I don't know what she's talking about. I can't really focus on what she's saying. You know, I'm just talking here. It's rude to ignore the eldest bird in the nest, scree. I swallow in an attempt to moisten my parched throat before speaking in a cracked voice. Do you need something, caw? Nah, I'm done with ya, skank, scree. Chromoe turns tail and walks away. I sigh and sit down in my office chair. Why do I feel so exhausted, caw? I need to calm down and focus on Crow Girl's work. I can't let things like exhaustion or social anxiety stand in my way, caw. Take a deep breath. I'm in control now. I'm myself again. I'm Naughty Crow, stoic and unflinching, caw. I'm Crow Girl, successful and feared. I can kill people as easily as I can manipulate simple tools in order to obtain food, caw. People like Chromoe should be scared of me. People like Chromoe shouldn't mess with me. I'm in control now. Caw. I decide to visit an old favorite hangout today, an old purge, if you will. Public libraries don't get the credit they deserve in this age. They're quiet, calm, soothing, call. I can sit here for hours, for free, and just get lost in different worlds. I don't feel judged here. Nobody looks at me and mocks my feathers or my beak. Nobody looks at me and asks if I've eaten enough worms lately, caw. Nobody makes fun of me, that lonely bird in the corner reading Lovecraft and calmly preening her feathers. Crowjiro. Cthulhu, huh? You a Lovecraft nerd? I blink twice and look up at the strange bird standing over me. Caw? Saws. Didn't mean to interrupt. Cool. Notice you reading Lovecraft. Huh, in Japanese too. Didn't know this book had been translated. Cool. Yeah. My English isn't great, so I read the translated versions. Caw. That's mad. Did you translate esoteric names? Can't imagine Cthulhu being easy to write in kanji. Cool. Well, it's written in katakana, so... Chorus. Crowjiro. Cool. The bird extends a wing, and I can't tell if he wants me to shake it or pass him my book. What? I'm Crowjiro. You? Norikro. Kurosawa. Caw. Nice. Just Crowjiro for me. Cool. No last name. Call me Crowji. You don't have a last name? Used to. Lost it. Fell out the nest, you know? I'm just Crowjiro now. This guy's weird. His feather smells like they've been dragged through the dirt. His face is unshaven. Writer's note, I got no bird joke for unshaven, sorry. Plucked? And his eyes are scarily cleared and focused, despite being masked by a pair of thick... Didn't mean to keep you, Sauce again. Later. And without so much as a glance back at me, the bird hops away. I try to return to my own thoughts, but the whole conversation just replays back in my head. What a bizarre encounter, caw. Maybe I'll just head back to the nest for today. Writer's note, I'm out of bird jokes. Crow Factory can't just end here, can it? What will become a crow girl who will stop Crowco City from being overrun by bad bird jokes? Should I have even created this abomination of a minigame? Caw. Thanks for playing. Oh my god. Alright, and this was Corpse Factory. This was a long series. Thank you so much for sticking around. I had a lot of fun sharing the experience with you. Did you guys make any correct guesses? Or perhaps something taking you by surprise? Feel free to leave a comment. But that's it from me for now. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Matane.